Hello, how we doing? Good morning, Tuesday the 18th of February 2020. I am in a surprisingly good mood today. Surprisingly good mood, in fact. Have you noticed that? I'm rather upbeat for just after 7 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. Tuesday is one of those non-days, isn't it? You know, it's too close to Monday to be cheerful for the rest of the week, and it's too far from Friday to be happy. But there we go. So the things I notice, the things you notice, the things we notice, well, we don't really pay much attention to it until we notice it again. Or, you know, if we notice it the first time and it makes us laugh, a light chuckle on the bus or on our walk to work or at the gym, silly things that I notice, or things that other people notice and they tell you. And then it gets buried deep in the back of the mind when they tell you something. But it stays there like a tiny little seed. And then what happens is you'll be anywhere, completely random, no matter where you'll be, someone will do that one thing that your friend told you they noticed someone doing, and you'll be like, you see. So a while back, I done a video on going to the gym, and I made some funny noises and some funny sound effects, because at that point I had never been to a gym. So it was, for me, it was all based on assumption, yeah? And it was like people that do the weights and go, ah! Like that sort of thing, you know? And we've all seen videos on YouTube and Facebook mainly, and Instagram, of people standing there in front of the mirror like that with their phone, you see, taking pictures of the chiseled abs. And to this day, well, not even to this day, up until recently, I had not experienced that one in the gym that I've been going to. And I've been going to the gym for the last, say, 2 and a bit months on doctor's orders to try and regain my strength after my illness. So I've been going. And to the gym's credit, they ban filming and taking pictures. So says the sign, and I hadn't noticed anyone doing it until yesterday. And when I know, because normally when I'm in there, you see, I zone out. In go the headphones or the earbuds, on goes the radio, or on goes YouTube, or on goes Spotify, or whatever. And I listen to what I listen to, and I watch what I watch, and I get on with it. And I don't pay attention to anybody. Yesterday, I made the mistake of doing this. Looking up. I made the mistake of looking up. Because when when I oh, give me a sec. Oh, ooh. when I when all right, when I looked up, and I'm on what's called a recumbent bike. So it's a bicycle that you sit down and lay slightly back on, and the handlebars are down by your side. So I'm on this recumbent bike, and I'm watching what I'm watching on YouTube, and then I look up. All right, for the first time, I looked up, and there's this guy, yeah? And we've all seen that guy. This is that guy who only exclusively works on his upper torso. This is that guy with legs like this, okay? This is that guy with arms that are so big that I'm pretty sure he tucks them in at night, right? And he's doing a couple of things which I'm finding quite amusing at this point, because I'm on this bike. I'm on level number 12 and I've been on this thing for 25 minutes, you see, and my target's 40. And if I start to laugh, then it's gonna be game over. So I start to zone out. But one eye does this. And I'm watching this guy, and the machine opposite me, okay, is you sit on it, and it's got two handles, one there and one here. And you put both hands on the handles, one each, and then you take turns pulling each handle back like this. Like that, okay? Now, I swear on my kids' lives, the faces that this guy was pulling were priceless. Absolutely priceless. I was just crossing the road, one sec. Because every time he pulled back on this thing, this weighted lever like this, he's gone, ah! Right? He's looked at his own bicep and done this. Ooh. Ooh. He's done that while looking at his bicep. He's literally pulling porn lips at his own arms, okay? Oh, it gets better. Because not only did he do that with both arms, okay, he did dirty porn lips while doing this weighted pullback device, which I've never used, okay? He then decides to stand up and get one of the weighted balls. Not a medicine ball, it's one of those kettlebell things, okay? A relatively heavy one, you see, and he then stands in front of the mirror, okay? And he squats down as one would with one's knees, doesn't use his back, no. Grabs this thing firmly with both arms, and then proceeds to stand up from his squatting position and lift his arms outwards like that. It looks like a very effective technique, do not get me wrong. But then it's the face that came with it. As he stands up and he looks at himself in the mirror, he does this. What the fuck? What the hell? What the hell? And then the pièce de résistance. What he then does is, after doing that for about 10 minutes with various different reps and various different sets and various different positions and maneuvers with this bell thing, then decides to get out his phone like the gym bunny he is and proceed to start flexing his muscles in front of the mirror while taking pictures like the tart he is. My God, these are the things that you notice on social media. You never think you'll see it in real life. And then yesterday, I literally made the mistake of doing this. And noticing this firsthand. And it was by far one of the funniest things I've seen ever. And this guy didn't even realize how much of a prat he actually looked. And he must have been in his really early 20s, you see. So he's one of these, I must do this to look good in front of all the girls inside the gym, you see. I must do this to make myself look so manly and attractive. Really? Well, you know, how about actually having a proper workout instead of a posing porn lip muscle fest? Yeah? I mean, when I go there and I get sweaty. I get sweaty. Let's get sweaty. I get sweaty. You know, I get on the bike. I was on there for 40 minutes yesterday, trying not to trying not to laugh. You see, I had it on a relatively high setting, and I was giving it hell for leather. You see, and the more I've done it, the better I've got. It's just my levels of fitness I've got way better. But the thing is, it's a case of I do it to get what I need out of it. I do it to get sweaty, you see. And then after I've done that, I'll go onto the rower. I'll spend 10 minutes on the rower. So at that point, I've been there 50 minutes. You see me cross over this road without dying. And then after that, I'll then get on the resistives, the weight machines, the pull downs, the tricep presses, you know, the lateral pull down and the chest press, and then, you know, the leg curl and the leg extension. I'll do all of those. I'll do them in sets, you know. I'll try and get about 8 or 9, maybe 10 sets done on a resistance that I find difficult. Because if you do it something that you find easy, it's pointless. So I'll do it on a relatively difficult setting. I'll do between 8 and 12 reps, and I'll just do that until I can't do it anymore. You see, and then I'll move on to the next one, and I'll always alternate from arms to legs. So if I'm doing the lateral pull down, after I've nearly killed myself doing that, I'm going to go onto the leg extension. After the leg extension, I'll go into the chest press. After the chest press, I'll go on to the leg curl. And after the leg curl, I'll go on to the tricep press. You see, alternate. This is what I do personally, you know, but everyone does it differently, but I like to do that way to give myself a bit of a rest, you know, between each muscle group, if that makes sense. But it's just the way you notice weird, and the thing is, it's not exclusively men that do this. Women are the worst for doing this at the gym. You see, women are the worst, because I haven't noticed one woman do it in the gym that I go to, but I probably will now because I look out for it, you see. But it's when you see women in their active wear, and then they'll go out from home in their active wear. You know, you see this on the street, women in their active wear all day. All day. In fact, there's a song called Active Wear, which is quite funny. And then what they'll do is they'll go to the gym in this active wear, okay, and then they'll get on the treadmill and they'll start walking on the treadmill in their active wear, which is what you would expect being they're at a gym. And I guarantee there's always at least one in one gym, and I'll probably notice it because I'm going back there today. And I'll tell you about it if I do notice it. They'll start walking on this thing like they're on a catwalk. And they'll start walking in such a way to make their ass jiggle. Really? You're not going there to look attractive while you're there. You know, it's not even attractive, to be fair, when you've got sweat pouring out your ass crack. It's not funny. Go there to exercise. If you're going to go try and pull someone, do it anywhere else. You see, there are people that want to go to the gym for a reason, use the machines that are there for a reason. Just stop trying to be oh so seductive. It doesn't work. And the thing is, I'll probably notice this now that I've seen it on social media. I'll probably see it in the gym I go to, because that's just the way it works. It's the things you notice. You see. But what else do we notice? I mean, I've had my little funny laugh with you guys. These are the things that I've noticed. But there's other things that people notice on a daily basis. You see, things that actually make you cringe, things that piss you off, things that you notice on a daily basis that just make you think, why? Why would you do that? You see? It's things that, you know, it's like, I'm in Dulwich at the moment, right? I'm about a mile away from my house. It's taken me 14 minutes to walk 1 mile, which is good. That's an average pace. And in this area, it's clean, it's tidy, it's quiet. So much so that being in the middle of London, you wouldn't actually think we were in the middle of London. You'd probably think we were in some town somewhere out in the sticks. somewhere out in the countryside. You see, Dulwich is a nice area, especially about 1 mile that way when you get to Dulwich Village. Lovely place. But it's clean. It's clean. You go 1 mile that way, and then you start to notice how unclean it is. You start noticing poo. And not just any poo. No, no, no. I'm talking like the sort of poo that someone's dog has been holding for a good 3 or 4 days. And then they've taken their dog for a walk, and then it's literally dropped it in one place. And it's not just like it's on the side of the pavement or even on the road. No, they've lit their dog shit in the main drag of pavement where some poor bastard is going to tread in it and slide. Not just slip, I'm talking go whoa, like that, slide. You see? That's the sort of thing you notice going down towards Penge. And what makes it even worse is the fact that as a responsible dog owner, you've probably seen me do this when I've gone live and I've walked my dog. I've had to put my phone down while I'm going live to pick up shit. It's not something that's beyond me, because as a dog owner, as a daddy to a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, it is my duty to pick up the duty. I have to do it. If I can't, I've never left my dog's shit on the floor. You see, normally I've got a pocket full of bags, sorry, just in case. I mean, I actually emptied my pocket full of bags, and these poo bags are relatively inexpensive. You don't even need to get official doggy poop bags. You can literally go to the pound shop and buy God knows how many nappy sacks for that money. You could go to Aldi and get a massive multi-pack for like a £5. They'll last you for the year. And yet there's people out there that think they're too good to pick up their own dog's shizer. These are the things that I notice. You see, also what I've noticed, something else that I've noticed since this coronavirus has been around. Yeah, but things that I've noticed since the coronavirus has been around is how paranoid people are getting. Now, fair play, I've done a couple of videos on the best way to try and stay safe and to prevent things from coming your way, and just do the best you can to not get infected and the blah, 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 blah. But people are ridiculously paranoid, okay? Now, I've got on a bus four times in the past 2 weeks. Twice was last week, Monday, and twice was yesterday. And the people are on the bus like that. And not only that, okay, but out of everything that people get paranoid about, coronavirus is a big thing to get paranoid about. Don't get me wrong, all right? But when people are sitting there or standing there holding on to the rails, then pressing the button while holding their mouth up like that, and then they go and scratch their face and touch their face, you can't be that paranoid because those rails are covered in germs. You see, so you're not thinking. These are the things that I notice. You see, something that a friend of mine noticed. Her daughter goes to my son's school, and this is not so much something she's noticed, but something that actually happened to her. You see, now she's of Chinese descent. I'm not sure if she's actually from China herself, but you know, her mum and dad are Chinese, but I've always known her to have a London accent. And she works in a retail department in a very reputable outlet. Let's put it that way. And people were so rude to her on public transport. She told me about this the other day. You know, just because she's Chinese or British Chinese, people on public transport literally avoid her. I mean, why? Don't you think that's just a little bit much? That's just a bit on the racist side, don't you think? You see, she's noticed that people are giving her a wide berth because of how she looks. You see? She's just standing there on the train, and then people look at her, or standing in her vicinity are the only people that are covering up their mouths. I said to her, look, if you notice someone doing that again, fake cough or fake sneeze, play on it. At least that way you'll get some room on the public transport you're using. You see, I said, make a joke out of it, have a laugh with it, play with people's emotions slightly, because if they're going to be that ignorant because of how you look, then at least make some entertainment for yourself out of it. You see, this is what she's noticed. And I've noticed people being just as paranoid on public transport. I've only used buses 4 times. You see, I'm making a conscious effort, unless it's piddling down with rain, to walk to work. But what do you notice? What are things that you notice in everyday life? What are things that you notice without even realizing you've noticed it, and you'll go, aha, see what they did there? You see, it's silly things that make you laugh, things that can infuriate you, you know, things that make you frustrated beyond belief. Let's read some of these comments. Good morning, everyone. I do hope we're well. Ross McGarry. All right, mate. How's it going, Rossi? I'm all right. Kieran Gallagher. Hello. Sarah's Random Videos. Good morning. See, I hope we're all well. I hope we're all well. So just, I've bit the bullet again. You see, after all those videos I spent saying I would never get an Apple for a device, as you may be aware, a couple of weeks ago, in fact a week and a half ago, I got myself a new iPhone. As you can probably tell, the colours are a lot more richer, a bit more saturated, it's a lot smoother. And, you know, kudos to Apple on that. You know, I can't fault the camera. In fact, if you go to my photography page on Instagram, which is C_Stavely_photography, you'll see the pictures that I've taken with only Android camera phones, but the last few have been with the Apple. And to be fair, I'm impressed. I'm still caught in that honeymoon phase though with the portrait mode, because whereas Samsung has on the S8 live selective focus, and on the S9 Plus you had live focus, which is basically the Apple's equivalent to portrait mode. So of course on the Apple now I've been using the portrait mode, and what I've noticed, see, we're going, come back to the notice thing, is that I keep using portrait mode black and white with the black background or the white background. Now I do like black and white photography. I do think, and I do find, I've noticed that black and white photography has a certain class, a certain hidden quality to it that you just don't get with a standard photograph. So I'm impressed with that. But not only have I joined the Apple bandwagon, and it'll probably be the first and last time, to be fair, because damn, they're expensive, I've managed to get myself an Apple Watch. Now, I didn't want to get an Apple Watch. I was adamant I wasn't going to get an Apple Watch, because the 2 smartwatches that I have, which is a Samsung Gear Fit 2 and a Huawei smartwatch Classic. And the Huawei watch runs on Wear OS, which is an Android operating system, but you can download the Wear OS app for iOS, for Apple. So I thought, do you know what? They're playing nicely together, you see, because you can't just buy an Apple Watch and use it with any smartphone. No, they like to keep it for themselves. And then I thought, go on Android, they're my boys. That's it. You know, Wear OS on iOS operating system. I thought, I'm going to keep my smartwatch, get all my notifications, track my fitness, all the good stuff I used to do on my Android phone, I can do on my Apple phone. So I proceeded to download Wear OS onto my iOS operating system. And when I say they don't like playing together, oh, I mean it. Because it took me 45 minutes to pair the bastard thing, first and foremost. And then once I finally got the watch paired with my phone, it kept dropping connection. Dropping connection, dropping connection. Whereas before it would recognize the Wi-Fi, the watch would recognize the Wi-Fi, it would connect automatically, it kept dropping out. And then I realized that I was getting no notifications through, and when it's a smartwatch, an Android watch and an Android phone, you get notifications for everything. When it's connected to an iPhone, you literally get Gmail and that's it. You can't even connect it to the Google Fit app, which you can actually download for iOS as well, which is actually a very good app, by the way. So I then thought, let me try connecting my Samsung Gear Fit. And of course, you know, Android and other manufacturers like to play nice with Apple. Apple don't like playing nice with anyone else. So I've downloaded the Samsung Galaxy app for pairing my smartwatch. And again, it took me the best part of 45 minutes to pair the watch with the phone. But then after I paired it with the phone, again, it didn't want to do anything. It didn't want to give me notifications. It didn't want to pair with any of the fitness apps that I've got. And the only way it would connect to any other fitness app is if I downloaded Samsung Health. And I'm sorry, as much as I love Google apps, and I think they should be on every platform because they are really good, if I've taken a step back from Samsung, I don't want to have to use the Samsung Fit app. You know, that technology should be readily integratable with the Apple ecosystem as a fitness tracking device. They don't like to play nice together. But this is just what I've noticed. You see. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just having a bad experience. Maybe everyone else has absolutely no problem with connecting their smart tech to one another. Maybe it's just me. I mean, I have noticed that, you know, Samsung, or not even Samsung, Android devices are a lot more user-friendly. So much so that I'm talking to you currently with my Bluetooth device, my Bluetooth headset. It's around my neck. On the Samsung, if I turn this on and the Bluetooth is switched on the device, it would connect automatically. On this thing, as much as I love my iPhone, it's just silly things that are pissing me off. So it won't just connect automatically to my Bluetooth headset. I have to swipe down from the right-hand corner to access the control panel. Okay? You can't just swipe from the top like a Samsung device, no, or Android device, sorry. From the top right-hand corner, swipe down. You're probably seeing it from this angle when it goes, when this gets posted, but either way. And then you are presented with an array of different settings. And the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi turn themselves on all the time for no goddamn reason, okay? But I have to, in order to get my headphones to connect to my phone, long press the control center for the connectivity, long press the Bluetooth button, and then select from the list my Skullcandy inked wireless Bluetooth headset. Yeah, that's right, I said Skullcandy. I'm officially 12. But on a Android device, that would be seamless. You just turn it on, turn your Bluetooth on, and it would just connect. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just having a bad experience. Maybe there's something I haven't noticed on the iPhone to make life a little bit easier for me. There's so many settings that should be on this phone that are just not. There's so many settings that are in weird, ridiculous places that are just annoying to find and really inaccessible. But this is what I've noticed anyway. But anyway, I've had enough of a rant. I've been banging on this video for 30 minutes and 30 seconds actually. And I'm now 2 miles into my walk to work. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling pumped. I'm gonna have a better day than yesterday, because yesterday was a bit of Monday fever. If it's your first time joining me, as always, I'm gonna say thank you for joining me. I do these rants on a very regular basis. I talk about all kinds of weird and wonderful things. So please, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. And again, I don't do Patreon, and I don't promise something that I'm not going to give. So if you feel that this video is worth any kind of small donation, then no one would appreciate that more than me and my family, because it would get put to amazingly good use. I'll drop a link in the description down below for my PayPal me. On that note, everyone have an absolutely wonderful day. And in the words of the late Caroline Flack, and I believe this is what she said, in a world where you can be anything, be kind.